Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet another exciting episode Through the People Lens, brought to you by ETHRWorld EMEA and PeopleStrong. And today I'm again joined by two very great leaders talking about how digital enterprises are revolutionizing the way we work. And first up, I'd like to introduce Mr. Vinay Kumar, who's the Chief Technology Officer for Landmark Group. Hi, Vinay. Thank you for joining us.
Hi.
And of course, we have Tayfun Topkoc, who's the Senior Vice President for PeopleStrong here in EMEA. Hi, Tayfun. Thank you for joining us. So today we'll be discussing how enterprises are automating at scale, how they are becoming more future ready, what are the skills that are required, how are CIOs partnering with CHROs to build for the future. That's going to be our conversation around. So Vinay, let me start with you. Retail organizations operate at a very, very massive scale. So how do you think, unified digital foundation, how do they build that to ensure there's operational stability, there's agility, and there's business continuity?
Yeah, there are multiple things I think at play to actually bring the unified nature of operations. The first one being the data. I think most of the companies end up having siloed data, and data without being unified, it becomes very difficult to actually progress further and add new feature. And the second one, of course, is the people. So making sure that people are aligned, aware of the objectives, and we have a framework that not just allows for task management, workforce planning, but also there is a platform that enables clear communication of the goals, responsibilities, KPIs, and things like that. So unified nature of that also is crucial for the success. And the third one is looking at modernization of legacy applications. So making sure that at an organization level, we are clear on which applications need to be modernized, and there is a clear plan of action for going ahead and doing that, right? And when such a modernization activity happens, there is an element of people management and change. So any system that is changed leads to emotional imbalance at that point in time when systems come into play. So dealing with how people look at the change, how they use the system, and how do they work with the system is going to be super important. I think that's the other angle. And the last one I would say is training and people engagement, which is very crucial in the age of the AI, because everyone's using AI, and then people and the team being aware of how they're being helped through this process, and having a platform that enables them to see that come through is going to be super efficient.
Thanks for sharing that. Some great thoughts around how important it is to firstly evolve with change that's happening, and how important it is to take care of the kind of people you need, the kind of technology. I think that evaluation overall is going to be very, very critical. Vinay, a follow-up question to that also is about how AI is transforming the way work happens today, and especially across retail organizations. You have frontline employees, you have in-house employees. How do you make this thing happen in a very constructive way?
Yeah, I mean, AI is changing every day, and then what the models can do today, the capabilities evolve every other day. So there's a lot of expectation at every level, be it from the board level or at an operator in the store, that, we need to get more productivity out of the systems, the people, the process. So there is a very open expectation and hope that AI is going to make things easier for people to use, and also for business to gain productivity and generate revenue streams. Yeah. So that, I think, is happening, and we're starting to see AI being used at the shop floor as well, be it answering customer queries, improving customer satisfaction, providing the best price for customers, availability, delivery, so you name it. Everything that we were doing today within the retail landscape, through the use of AI, it only amplifies it and makes it easier for staff to work with, and also customers to expect, and also be delivered that superior customer satisfaction.
Yeah, I think it's all about operational efficiency, better decision making, and more productivity, I feel. So that's how AI is making it happen. Thanks for sharing that. Tayfun, let's come to you now. I think from your regional perspective, what does a future-ready enterprise look like in terms of technologies and capabilities?
Yes, that's a great question. Thank you very much. I think now with the advancement in AI, we started to see different kind of concepts like super employees, super managers, that is flexible, and it's all skills-based. Skills are becoming more important than roles. And for a future-ready enterprise, you need to bring the right skills together. Together with the technology, as also Vinay said, the data intelligence platform, and the people capabilities. If these three come together in a unified manner, which I would say the people is the denominator, you need a unified HR platform that can bring all these pieces together, is key. And we at PeopleStrong, building this AI-driven and mobile-first, cloud-native platform to be able to bring the future-ready talent in place, from hiring to development, from succession to again onboarding, core HR. So we blend all of those components together to give this readiness.
Yeah. That's lovely. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think, as you said, it's all about bringing together the right technology, the right talent with the right skills, and that's what a future-ready enterprise is all about. And having a unified platform to bring it together is going to be critical. Thank you so much. Vinay, let's come back to you. And, we spoke about how diverse the workforce is at any retail organization. So what digital initiatives can organizations, use in order to have that kind of a unified employee experience, to uptick productivity and always also impact real-time decision-making?
Yeah, I think one of the things is what Tayfun was mentioning in terms of ease of use, right? I think employees and customers expect anything that they interact with to be similar to any of the social media apps that they use, right? So anything that we build in-house has to mirror that ease of use. It should be mobile first. It should work on Android. It should work on iOS. It should be available at the touch of a button or a screen, 24/7 kind of a thing. So the expectation from customers and employees have changed. So they want the ease of use to be there. So I think the first and foremost, building that kind of an application or user experience, employee experience is super critical and important. And if that can be delivered as one platform wherein all employee communications, all information in terms of, could be personalization, information for a customer. Let's say a customer walks into the store and the employee recognizes who the customer is and they can recommend what the customer wants. And similarly, it could be something as simple as this is out of stock. This needs to be replenished in the front of the store, and having an application that says your staffing level is 10 today, but then you're at 8. Here are the revised task list. So all of that being delivered to the employee in near real time, and a store manager being able to open their app or an application or a user interface and go, just tell me what the sales was last week versus this week, and what is the promotion coming up next week. So that kind of Q&A with the data on the app, some of the use cases that we see most of the retailers really investing in. So having a platform that enables that kind of expectation to be delivered is super important. Whether the teams build it themselves or they work with a partner or they buy something off the shelf, it is not a matter of do we need it? Yeah. It's a matter of when and how we deliver it to our customers and employees, I think is where we are today.
Lovely. And what about having the right skilled people for this? Because the kind of changes that are happening, the evolution, you need the right digital skills also. How do you think are retail organizations amping up that process? Yeah,
that's a very important point, because with the AI coming up, where things are, there is a section of employees who are actually investing and learning themselves and actually are well ahead of the curve. It's very important for organizations and leaders to identify and know who in the teams are actually investing their own time on the weekends, late nights, and learning and are doing proof of concepts on their own laptops and stuff like that. So I think the first step is to identify who those people are.
Yeah.
Second is to encourage and make them the champions of the learning and help them to guide the other people around it, right? So if we don't nurture that kind of enthusiasm and interest, then we won't be able to scale it.
Exactly.
Then once we have done that, I think the other key important piece is having a structured training plan. There will be some roles where we definitely need to have mandatory AI upskilling courses or training and assessment that we have to go through, because that would be mandatory. So I would say there is the level of mandatory skills that we would have to create and administer.
Yeah.
There is the encouragement of skills that somebody is learning. And then we have to bring all of that together with the newer kind of innovation thinking or able to transform strategy into backlog, right? So how do we put all of that into kind of a hackathon or, which runs a day, could be 3 days, or it could be a month-long build a prototype kind of a theme, and get people together to go trial it, do a proof of concept, and to prioritize how we're going to scale that out. So I think that would be the framework, which I think is very crucial, and it's happening across not just retailers, but across the domain. We can see be it the HR organization or the functional IT department or the digital team, they collaborate to make it happen. We can see that happening today.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. Tayfun, I'd like to come back to you next. We're talking a lot about unified platforms, identifying the right talent, helping them build the right skills also. So how are platforms like PeopleStrong helping organizations predict talent needs, identify these skill gaps, and also streamline their entire workforce planning?
That's a great question. Actually, AI shifted this workforce planning from being more, reactive to predictive. At PeopleStrong, with the power of AI and advanced analytics, we correlate the business demand. I think it's very critical in retail and omni-channel businesses because it's always fluctuating. We correlate the business demand with the skills and skills workforce required.
Yeah.
And then we look at, all different types of hiring patterns, attrition rates, the hiring pipeline, productivity, and then come up with a workforce planning that is required, what kind of talents you need, when to fill that gap. So the platform gives you guidance. And AI, of course, in HR is moving very fast, meaning that, in multiple clients, just to give from a recruitment use case, like starting from the skills assessment, finding, the right talent, interviewing them, and hiring is cutting like 80% of the time and the resources required. It's a huge, massive benefit if you are hiring thousands of people every year. It's a great business benefit.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you for sharing that, Tayfun. Time for the final question for the both of you. I think, Vinay, I'll ask you first. So how do you think today's CIOs or CTOs are partnering with CHROs to build that unified workforce experience?
Yeah, it is very important that the HR function and the digital or the IT function works together. Unless they work in tandem and identify and change some of their existing talent review process or the tools or the policies, we cannot really be ready for the future organization. So I can see a lot of collaboration and engagement that's currently ongoing between the HR teams and IT teams, not just at a CIO or a CHRO level, but that partnership and engagement needs to sort of trickle down at all levels, where you have a HR business partner working with the line managers. Unless that kind of relationship and engagement and alignment happens, and both the functions work together, then we will not see the kind of impact that is possible. So we are seeing a lot of that happen, and I think there is still a lot of learning that needs to, that we all need to go through, but I'm hopeful and confident of how things are panning out.
Absolutely agree with you. I think the partnership between the CIO, CHRO needs to be strengthened further because they both are working towards the same goal. It's just about how they do it collaboratively. That's going to be critical. Tayfun, what are your thoughts around how can CIOs and CTOs build that relationship with CHROs and create a very unified workforce experience?
Yes, I think the relationship, when you have an HR transformation, especially in the organization going with the impact of AI, CIOs and CHROs should collaborate on the business side and the technology side, but IT should not be also excluded in the decision-making process, because now there are multiple aspects when it comes to technology decision, unifying the data, making sure that the security is there. So it has multiple aspects, and the most important part is the change management in the project. In multiple projects, we see this change management is not well managed.
Exactly.
And it is expected, from the business, but with the maturity of IT teams and experience in multiple projects, I think this role needs to be owned by the IT and given as a solid service that can bridge the gap between the expectations business and what has been executed in the field. This could be also a bridging important aspect for successful projects.
Thanks. Thank you. I think on that note, that was the time I had for this episode. But thank you for joining me, Vinay, and thank you, Tayfun. I think it's clear the future is about digital-ready enterprises. How do we build? How do we identify what's working, what's not? How do we build our people for that? How do we work along teams to create that really unified talent and workforce experience? That's going to be the future, I think, and that's what we need to look forward to. So thank you once again, Vinay. Thank you, Tayfun. It was wonderful hosting you. To our audience members watching this, do stay tuned for more such exciting episodes. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.